Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. This is a reading about the final rave. If you've ever been to a rave before, you know that the music is high energy electronic music. There are elaborate light shows. It's a sense of community. There's a shared experience that you can literally feel at a rave. The atmosphere, the joy, the dance, all of it has the ability to kind of allow you to just get lost in the energy of the space. Now, when I think about a rave, I think about glow sticks. I think about darkness, but then I think about pops of beautiful color of light. Now, this reading is going to reveal that chosen ones or divine beings are like glow sticks, right? When you think of a glow stick, the stick itself, it is just a case. Inside of that glow stick are two solutions. Those two solutions are separated by glass. When you snap or crack or pop the glow stick, the glass breaks, essentially causing a chemical reaction. When the two solutions mix together, that's when we have the light. And so divine beings are portable chemistry experiments, much like glow sticks, right? And it requires a lot of snapping, a lot of breaking. Sometimes those can be traumatic experiences. Sometimes it can be a spiritual reset or life-altering events. But nonetheless, those are equivalent to the breaking of the glass in the glow stick. The glass can be the ego, right? And so when the glass breaks or the ego shatters, there's an activation that happens. That snapping triggers an activation, but the activation is a consciousness. It is a conscious chance to embrace your spiritual potential and to not be afraid to let your light shine. Now imagine being broken and cracked and thinking that that was the end. And listen, before you break the glow stick, it is the end of one version of that glow stick. But when the light appears, it's walking into a new experience and understanding of self. So in order to balance your own nature, you got to shine your inner light in a dark world, right? And so when I think about a glow stick, when I think about the two solutions mixing together, I think about the experiment of duality. I think about man balancing their spiritual identity. And when the two are balanced equally and beautifully, the divine light that is within man has the ability to shine and reflect itself into a dark world. You become a guide, right? And so the thing about glow sticks is that they fade. Glow sticks fade over time. And so it is important to make the most of your time on earth and shine your light. Now let's think about what is required in order to shadow the ego, in order to consciously evolve. Before you recognize the light within you, there's a period of darkness, a state of ignorance. Sometimes this feels like negativity, but the reality is that it is the separation from the divine light that causes us a lack of understanding or mental confusion, right? And so the ego at times causes us to feel restricted. It gives us fear, which kind of prevents us from wanting to move forward because we feel like we just don't have enough clarity in thought. You know, the ego is limited, the soul is not. And so in order to transform, in order to become this glow stick, in order to shatter, in order to become this divine chemical reaction, a transformation is required. And this transformation is a mass awakening that kind of spurs you to consciously evolve as a life form. I can't really imagine that we only get one glow stick in life. But I imagine that every time you evolve and level up consciously, it's almost like you acquire a new glow stick. And when the glow stick that you most recently acquired starts to fade and starts to lose its light, that just lets you know that the consciousness level that you were at, you've seen all that you can see, and it's time to expand. It's time to level up. Glow sticks, chosen beings, divine ones are professional light dealers. The divine sent you here to deal out light. But mastering your own darkness is the requirement before you can professionally deal out light. Divine beings have to go through a prolonged training, a formal qualification. This is a calling, a specialized knowledge or advanced education. To be a divine being or to be a chosen one, this is not an easy path. You have to be qualified. You have to be called. Nothing can remain in the dark as a chosen or as a divine being. Illumination and revelation of truths are required in order to reveal your path. And so when you finally snap and shatter, and when the light inside you starts to grow, it's really the first time that you get to demonstrate the enlightenment within yourself, right? But there must be a breaking before that enlightenment within self can shine. Glow sticks on earth, at some point will have to recognize what their own value is. On earth, when we think about value, we think about material possessions. We think about material possessions that have been passed through generations, right? We think about financial and we think about family stability. Tangible things. But we never consider the light that we carry to be a possession of value. And so as a divine being, your relationship with earthly materials in many ways will be challenged at some point. Because in order to balance the duality of your man nature and your spirit body, you've got to be able to conquer whatever the assets of those worlds are, right? So in the earthly world, the greatest asset would be money, currency. Well, in the spiritual world, the greatest asset would be what? Peace. Because it is in peace that the understanding, it is in peace that the communication and the connection to the divine light within you can make its way known. And so the only way that glow sticks are really able to find their own value, it's not by identifying with the families that we're born into. It's not by comparing the earthly possessions, the material possessions, or our financial and family stability. The way glow sticks have to define their own value is to avoid comparing. It's to create healthy boundaries. It's to silence negative self-talk and to seek guidance, right? Glow sticks carry a sense of luck, whether they recognize it or not, right? When we're talking about luck, it means that you were judged very well by something supernatural. Right? And it appears like you're kind of moving through an energy that isn't available to everyone. As soon as a glow stick walks into their position as a professional dealer of light, an accelerated motion begins to take hold in their life. If you've experienced endings, or if you experience delays, the momentum will kind of rapidly push you forward and you can head in a new direction. But this is the direction of your goals and your desires. But as a chosen being or a divine soul, the enlightenment must come from within first, meaning the cracking, the snapping, the shaping. The transformation is what causes the activation. The transformation is not necessarily comfortable. It is a mental breakdown of an identity or of a version of self that we thought we were. But that's the self that was separated from source. And it is in balancing your spirituality that you recognize, I was never separate, right? I'm distant from the light, but the light is in me. And so on earth, there has been a battle, a conflict, a war, a combat, all-out warfare in order to stop glow sticks from transforming, from activating, from sharing their light, from reaching enlightenment. Glow sticks are professional light dealers. Their glow sticks are more for the people around them than it is for them themselves. Finally, seeing your own light is recognizing your position, your place, and the role you are supposed to play in this world. But it is in the shining of your light that your spiritual potential really starts to unfold. And so the battle against glow sticks is to stop that transformation, is to stop that activation. The awareness, the identity of your I am self is what allows you to defend your position, your ideas, and your beliefs once you recognize the spiritual calling on your life. You know, you kind of begin this life in a state of ignorance because you're separated, you lack understanding. But that activation and the snapping and the transformation of the glow stick is what creates intelligence, ingenuity, strategy. Once you finally understand that you are this glow stick, this divine light, you kind of recognize that you also have a kind of thinking that is required to plan and execute complex moves. And so the consciousness, the expansion of your crown chakra almost makes the game a little bit unfair when you recognize that you are a glow stick. Now, when the glow stick wakes up to its divine light, don't be surprised if traps are set to get that light to fade. One of the ways that you can impact negatively chosen ones is to essentially send them back into a mental time period prior to their enlightenment. And so the battle is really about the mind, because a glow stick cannot activate unless mentally it accepts the activation. And so the warfare on earth, it has been to mess with your mind. It has been to tempt you to return to an earlier stage in life, maybe when you battled addictions, where you had a lot of self-limiting beliefs, right? And so anytime we're tempted in a way that is supposed to pull us away from source or pull us away from the natural world. This is the battle that divine beings have to go against. As you step forward to become this lighthouse, right? When we're thinking about glow sticks, they provide light, they provide guidance, right? But then think about what a lighthouse does in a dark sea. It guides sailors through challenges, right? It can warn of dangerous coastlines or treacherous waters, but a lighthouse inspires hope. During times of isolation and solitude, imagine finally seeing the light on the sea and recognize that your season of isolation or your time of aloneness has finally come to an end. And so a lot of times when life has been very dark, when you finally see some light, it's like a welcome embrace in the event that your conditions have been quite brutal. And so imagine that you are a light dealer. But in order to recognize your light, you got to overcome a dark contract, right? And the dark contracts on earth want to essentially deconstruct your light. They want to break it down. They don't want it to come together. They don't want that chemical reaction to take place within you. And so the battle is really in your mind. It is your mind that will either stop or start the transformation and the activation. It is all in the mind. And the breaking of the glass is the ego. That's the limited version of self that really has a hard time grasping the totality of your spiritual body, your spiritual life. When the light dealer starts to activate and life starts to pick up, prosperity starts to show. All that hard work, right? All that hard work that you've done, it transforms into prosperity, wealth, new business, monetary gains. It's like because you're finally using the tool that you were sent here with. Fiat currency is not the gift for glow sticks. Glow sticks have an energy, they have a light, they have a potential that is out of this world in order to guide those in this world. Y'all, so this is a reading about glow sticks. This is about recognizing that as a divine being or a chosen one, you are a designated glow stick in a dark world. And when we wake up to our divinity, to the enlightenment within inside of ourselves, it's almost like we're getting ready for a final rave. It's where we can all share this experience. It's where the atmosphere is light and pleasurable. The energy is high. The music is good, right? The shows and the lights are just beautiful and captivating. And so if you've been to the rave and if you can vibe with the energy, I almost imagine that when all the light beings are in the position and they're moving in their own light, unapologetically and gracefully, it's almost like they're preparing everybody for a rave. They're showing the darkness is not so scary, right? The darkness is very much needed in order to uncover the glow inside of your stick. You need both. You need both. And for a period of time, the darkness is required in order to shape you and mold you and prepare you for the breaking of the glass or the shattering of the ego. All of that is the activation. It doesn't feel good. It can be quite dark, right? Prior to your enlightenment, it can be quite dark consciously to understand what you're going through, right? And there are some life events that can blow your consciousness wide open. And that is the goal of a glow stick, to evolve, to find your own value, to expand your mind, to be able to strategize, to be intelligent, to move outside of the thoughts that restrict you or keep you in fear or want to always make you think that you are separate from source. All right, loves. Oh, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I did do another round of donation readings, and I think there's about 5 different readings that you can choose from. There's a Google Docs form, a PayPal, or a Cash App donation link in the event you're using either one of those. So if you're interested in a 10-minute mini reading, listen, the last time I did them for 7 minutes, but if anybody ordered one, it was really hard for me to stay near 7 minutes. I noticed that I went well beyond 7 minutes for the majority of the readings. And so I increased it to 10 minutes, but I also bumped up the donation amount to kind of match the energy exchange. And so if you're interested in getting a reading, you can check the community board. You can check the links in the comment or the description box. And I look forward to reading alongside you. I love y'all so much. And don't be afraid to glow. Don't be afraid to be that glow stick, because guess what? The glow stick fades over time. And so you make the most of your time on earth and you shine your light as best you can. I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.